Hello everyone and welcome to my first Photoshop tutorial. This is mainly going to be based to help my art team in the Excel Syndicate organization, as well as for anyone else's, gain. This is going to be public on YouTube as a video, and yeah, let's get along with that video. So today I'm going to be going over the customization of pre-made logos. There's a lot of videos out there about how to make logos. However, I'm just going to be going over for a little bit how to customize them, make them look a lot sharper, a lot better, because the original logo you'll get, the plain black and white or the plain simple version is not what you want on your profile pictures or on your banners or on your artwork. So I hope this helps a lot of you, and let's get on with the video. So the first logo I'm going to be taking on is Exiled Gaming Network's logo. So I've been working with this logo for a very long time, and you know, if you don't have this logo, it doesn't matter. You can use any logo. I'm just going to be going over ways to make the logos look better overall. These are just some ways in which I'm, going to express how to do it my own way using logos I have already saved onto my computer. So these are the logos we're going to be using. So XL Gaming Network, or XGN, has two logos. They have the main skull logo, and then they also have the skull logo with XGN. So obviously, as you guys can tell, there's no XGen in there, and there is there, and there's XGen here, and there's not there. It's quite simple to see the difference. However, we're just going to go over how to customize them. So first one I'm going to do, however, is just the normal skull logo. Now I do a lot of customization when it comes to this logo. I've worked with it over 500 times probably. I'm very, I use this one a lot. So the first thing I'm going to do is, when I see this logo, I see potential for color change in, the color above. So I'm just going to go over here to my, I believe that's my select tool. Yeah, quick selection tool. And I'm just going to highlight real quick this blue bit on top. Make sure you don't have anything else, covered on. And make sure you got what you want to cut out. So I'm just going to cut that out. So now I've got a top part and I've got a bottom part. So I'll express why I do that in a bit. But so first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the skull real quick. So all I really do with this is, when you put it on any background or anything like that, regarding any logo, any text, any image that you want, not as a background image, but as a added on image, you always want to add a drop shadow. So I would, this is an automatic, 120. So, but I'm going to work specifically with 90 degrees. I'm actually going to make that the global light because it looks a lot better that way. So you can already see there's a bit of a shadow there, etc. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use this drop shadow. I'm going to lower the angle. Distance is fine. I might add a bit of spread. Oh, might add a bit of spread. There we go. So oh, there's points there. Okay. Right, so that adds a bit more depth there. But what I'm actually going to do real quickly is, I didn't obviously grab all of it. There was a couple of corners I missed out on, so I'm just going to get rid of them. There we go. All right, so the skull, it's got a drop shadow, which is perfectly fine. I want to do that, etc. And then I'm going to go to the stroke. I don't like using the stroke. Never use it, at like really high, like 5 or 10. If you want to have it bold and all that, yeah, you can go to 10. Well, I'm going for a professional look. You can go for number 1, which is just a very slight outline. However, to be honest with you, I'm probably just not going to use one for this one because I've got another idea which I want to do. And that's when I get to bevel and emboss, and contour. So what I'm going to do here is, this doesn't look good right now, okay? I'm going to change the range all the way to the top, which adds a bit less of a, depth to like the 3D-ness of the image. And I'm going to add the size up. And as you can see, it gets darker. So what I'm going to do straight away is I'm going to get rid of the high light mode. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm going to push the size up again. And it adds a bit of shadow in there. However, I don't want like half of it being shadowed like that. So I'm just going to quickly go to this. And I'm not going to use it because I'm going to be changing this one here to 50, which takes away as much darkness from it, but adds a bit of depth at the bottom. And I'm perfectly okay with that. But I am going to up the opacity on that real quick. There we go. All right, cool. I'm quite happy with that. So that's my skull done. I've added a bit of a shade into the bottom of it. I've got a bit of a shadow. I'm pretty okay with that. And then I've got the top part here. So a lot of the time when it comes to having a set block like this here, you want to customize how it looks. Now, what I always do is I go to a gradient overlay, which, as you can see, it already does a whole lot there. And that could technically, be pretty decent. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to drop shadow, and I'm going to do the exact same that I done for the XGen one regarding the shadow. And as you can already see, this is pretty good. It already looks a lot better than the other one. I've customized what the original logo would look like, and I've made it look a bit more enhanced, a bit more. This is more of a metallic look I could go for, but just doing that, a gradient overlay and a drop shadow, and obviously the gradient overlay gives you, the black to grey to white, which looks pretty good. Obviously, if you want to reverse it, you can, but I like it like this. I like to have darkness there, and then brightness again on top of the skull. I'm pretty alright with this. I like the way this looks. Overall, I'm pretty happy. I wouldn't complain. And that's pretty much what I'll do for that. Just a quick, easy little logo, and it looks pretty good. And if we were to just real quick have a look at the we would have a look at what it would look like without the effects. So, okay. Right, so we went from this logo here to that logo. You can see the difference there, That, obviously, yeah, it does have the shadow just because of them, but let's say we had this to begin with, right? Not really, a little bit of a childish, I'll go play on it because it hasn't had any added effect to it, right? And then all it takes is just a little bit of work, and you get that. It looks good. It works with different images. You don't have to go, with a grey scale type of look. You can add loads of different colors, and I'll show you in a bit ways that I've customized that as well. So, we've gone over, drop shadow, we've gone over, adding a little beveling and rose, and we've gone over, a bit of gradient overlay, which is all cool in the game, All right, so now we're going to play with this one here. So regarding this logo, I can already, straight away like add for myself, the whole, I'm going to add a shadow, I'm going to do all that, which I'm going to do, I'm not going to describe it because we already know what we want to do. So I'm just going to do it. Okay, now with regarding this one, as you can already see, I added it to 10, and it didn't kind of go the way I wanted it to because it's too far away. It doesn't look that good. So I'm just going to do a 5. It looks a whole lot better already. So what I'm going to do regarding this is a two-part logo. You've got a logo and then you've got the text. Is I'm going to separate the text and the logo. So if I just real quick go to my quick selection tool again, and I'm going to do all of this logo, all right, and I'm going to cut that. So what this does is it cuts it away from the previous image, right? And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change this one, and I'm going to add the beveling and rose I added before with the contour range all the way up. Get rid of the highlight, sorry. And 50, 90. Up the volume now, but I'm not going to have this as black. I'm going to have it as a lighter. Am I going to have it as black? No. I'm going to have it as a bit of a. No, I'm not. We're just going to stick with the black. All right. So I don't really like it. What if I do like 20 with it? No, about 30. I don't know. We're not going to do a beveling and rose because I'm kind of happy with just how it looks like that with the backdrop. However, what we are going to do is we're going to edit the text as well. So this is our text layer, and a lot of logos have text on them. So I'm just going to highlight the G because it's a color, right? And then I'm just going to cut that. So I've got the G separated, right? And I'm just going to change the color of the G. And you can just do that by color overlay. That's got it as a red. However, I'm going to go with an orange, right? But then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to add a gradient overlay. And that gradient overlay is there, but this is taken over it due to the way it says on here. So I'm going to lower the opacity of that. No, I'm not. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to do that. Okay, sorry, I done that wrong. So I'm not going to use a color overlay. I'm going to use a contour effect that we just used. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to get rid of that. Maybe a little bit of it. There we go. I'm going to up that. There we go. So I've already, as you can see, edited the G, the X, and the N. They don't look the best. However, I've edited the G, made it the way I want it to look. All right. And then what I'm just going to quickly do with the X and the Gen is I'm just going to do what I've done with the other ones and just add the beveling and growth effect. Because why not? There we go. Okay, so I've done that, and obviously I'm not just going to leave it there. I'm going to change this one up here, and I'm going to cut that one out. And as you guys can probably already tell, I'm going to add to it the color overlay that I added from this one. There we go. But I'm now going to add the contour to it. Now, I didn't show you guys this last time, but when I add a color contour thing to this, it makes it look so much better when you get rid of the white, because it really adds a bit, a bit more depth to this down here, especially when you do that. There we go. You know what? I'm gonna actually have a little bit at the top. I'm gonna up the size a little. There we go. So that's our XGen. You can see the customization is there. Obviously, this is what I would have it as. I very rarely use this part of the logo. I more commonly do. This is what it was before, and then this is what we've turned it into. So there is a lot of separation there, and you can see the difference and the way it could work with different logos. But yeah, so that's how I would do that one, and then this is how I would do that one. So it just shows you different ways in customizing it. But this is a very simple logo to work with compared to other ones, and we're going to go over to some of them now. So